Okay. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Louisville Genealogical Society presentation today that will be made by Nancy Roberson. Nancy Simmons Roberson. And I'm Tom Mercer. I'm currently serving as president of the Louisville Genealogical Society. I'd like to introduce our speaker by telling you that Nancy Simmons Roberson is a native of Michigan and moved with her husband Howard to Louisville in 2007 to be near family. She has been married to Howard for 53 years and they have 3 children and 5 grandchildren. She was in public education for 35 years as a teacher, a coach, and an administrator. Nancy has been a genealogist for over 40 years and has been a past president of the Louisville Genealogical Society, taught many genealogical classes, and presently is the workshop coordinator. When she is not researching, she loves to read, watch the University of Louisville women's basketball team, as do I, and spend time with her family. And I would now like to present to you Nancy Roberson, our featured speaker. Take it over, Nancy.
Okay. How we get the... Okay, thank you, Tom. I appreciate that introduction. Thank you very much. And I want to welcome everybody who's here today for our 4th Tuesday workshop. This is our first workshop for 2023. So I'm kind of excited to be the first person to start off our year and with a workshop that's going to talk about our LGS website. Our website is one of the big benefits of being a member of LGS. And so I'm excited to share with you the many features of our website to help enhance your genealogy. So first, Tom asked me when I was going to take over here to mention that since we didn't have a general meeting in November and December, there's no minutes or treasurer's report today. And Tom has asked me to also mention that starting in February, we're so close to February, I almost feel like we're in February, but starting for the 4th Tuesday in February, we will be sending a blast containing the minutes from our general meetings. And then if you would read them through at our workshop prior to the speaker, we will just do an approval of the treasurer's report and the minutes. So we'll start that in February. A few announcements. I just want to quickly give these because I'm going to also show them to you on our website in a few minutes. But our first Tuesday, German SIG group will be meeting for the first time for 2023 on February 7th at 2 o'clock. If you're interested in that, go to our website and a link to join the meeting is right there. So at about 10 minutes to 2 on February 7th, if you'd like to join us, go to our website, go to the announcement for the German SIG group and click on the link to join the meeting. So it's pretty easy to do that. We won't be sending it to you. You have to go to our website. And then the second Tuesday of the month on February 14th will be our program. And we will be having Randy Runyon come in and he's going to speak on the heroic life of Elijah Green. And that will be happening at that meeting. And you can read more about his presentation and about Randy on our website. Let's see, and then handout for today. The handout today, I think, is posted in the chat. And really, I'd like most of you to go to the chat right now, and you could see if that handout's there. I think Howard's going to post it in just a few seconds. But if you could type in where you live right now, that helps us see the dynamics of where people are coming from to attend our workshops. So if you could go to chat and type in your, it will bring up your name. Just type in where you live, Bullitt County, Spencer County, wherever you're coming from today. We'd appreciate that. Great, looks good. Oh, we have somebody from Pennsylvania. Great. So do that for us while I'm finishing up here. Handout is going to be in the chat and it will also be on our website today. And I'm going to talk about where you can find those handouts today in the talk, but they're going to be posted on the event for today up through midnight tonight, but I'm going to show you how you can find that once the event leaves our event page. So that's something I'm going to share with you today. Questions for today's workshop. If you would post your questions in the chat once we get going here with the presentation, Tom will field those questions for me at the end, and we'll answer hopefully all your questions and concerns at the end of the workshop. The workshop is being recorded, so if you'd like to revisit the workshop, or maybe you know somebody in our society who missed it, you want to tell them about it, they will be able to go to our archives and click on the workshop and watch it, or you can watch it again if you want. And I will be showing you how to do that today. That's another tool we're going to talk about, is how to discover all the videos that we have stored in our website's archives. So with that, I'm going to share my screen here and go to our website and start our presentation on the LGS website. So does everybody have the website in front of them on their screen? Somebody give me a thumbs up or an okay. Thank you, Jean. Okay, because what I see on my screen is not always what you people see. So I'm going to go live to our website today to show you all the features that we have on this website. The website is a big benefit. Your dues that you pay help support our website. And in the last few years, we have enhanced this website where there are many features that can help you out as a genealogist. It can help you as a member of LGS, and it can also enhance your research skills. And some of our programs even enhance your knowledge on the history of Louisville, Jefferson County, the Ohio River Valley. So we have a lot to offer here on our website, and hope you feel comfortable to go drill into it after our workshop today. I think a lot of people go straight to it to see what events are occurring, and that might be the #1 use of it. And we're going to show you that there's many, many more features that you can use on our website. So let's look at the goals for my workshop today are to help you learn how to navigate the website. I think that's really important. You won't use it if you don't feel comfortable. And so hopefully today I'm going to show you how to navigate through and find features that you might be able to use. And also by doing this, I'm going to expose or allow you access to really valuable genealogical information that we have on our homepage and behind our member wall. Now, our website is a twofold purpose. #1, it allows our members to go in through the member wall and access material that only our members can access. But it is also a place where visitors come to see who we are. Our website is out there on the web. People can just Google genealogy in Louisville, genealogy in Kentucky, and our website might be one of them listed there. And so they can come into our website and see what our society is doing, how active it is. And it's a great way to showcase our society. So it also helps our members and enhances your research skills, but also shows everybody out there in the big wide world who we are. So what you're looking at right now is our homepage. And the homepage has several parts to it. And I want to mention that our website is powered by a company called EasyNet Sites. Now, EasyNet Sites has been around for probably about 14, 15 years. And it is a company who provides a platform for societies, especially genealogy societies, historical societies, any kind of social group that would like a website can access, pay EasyNet Sites, and they will work with you to set up your website. Now, most genealogy societies who use EasyNet, you can kind of see a footprint that's similar. And I'm going to explain that footprint to start with. And then each society designs their website to represent them. So as you can see, we use the color maroon, and maroon is a color that's been part of our society. Our tote bags we've been selling for years are maroon. A lot of our publications come out with this color of maroon. So what we have here is a banner at the top. And the banner lets people know what this website's about. It's the Louisville Genealogical Society. And over to the left, you have our icon of the Louisville Genealogical Society. We have our address where people can contact us through a P.O. box. I'm also going to show you how people can contact us through a website. And then also we have our info where people could use this little web address here and email us for anything they want to contact us about. But also, we personalized it by putting this picture on the right side. And this picture is a group of our founding members. I believe this picture was taken, we were founded in 1985, but I believe this picture was taken about 1986 on their first trip. And I believe this is Salt Lake, I could be wrong, but I believe this is the group that went, first group that went from LGS to Salt Lake City. And here's our founder right here, Jane Ham. So it's a special part of our society and part of our history. So what do we have here also on the homepage? We have in the middle here is where we usually put information we want to get out right away to our members or to people visiting our site. And so being January, we have our severe weather policy posted right here to let people know that if JCPS, Jefferson County Public Schools, cancels school due to adverse weather, our LGS activities for in-person will be canceled. And it doesn't say in person, but it says with the exception of our Zoom events on the 4th Tuesday. So like today, it's sunny outside and the roads did improve. But if you really didn't want to go out in the cold, see on 4th Tuesdays, it's so nice we can just all meet together on Zoom. And those events would not be canceled. If JCPS didn't have school today, we would still be here together. The only thing that's going to cancel a 4th Tuesday is a power outage. And we've not ever had one in the 3.5 years we've been up on Zoom. So hopefully that won't ever happen. So as you scroll down the home screen, we have a lovely picture of our founder, Jane Turner Ham. And unfortunately, she passed away on October 29th, and we lost her. But we have a memorial up here on our webpage, and it will probably be here for several more weeks until we put our a notice to save the date for our fall seminar. That would probably be here eventually. So this is Jane, and it has a web link to her obituary. And then below that, as people visit our website, we tell people, here are your benefits of membership. And we actually have a join here button at the bottom. So anybody visiting our site could read through, not only read through this, but also surf through our website and see what we do and hopefully join our society and see a need to do that. So what else do we have here? Over on the far, there are 3 columns here, the big column in the middle, and we have a column over here on the right. And this is the upcoming events. So as you can see, here's my lovely face looking at you for January 24th and what we're doing today. And then upcoming in February 7th is our German SIG group. And you can click on read more to see more about this information. Here's February 14th, which is an in-person meeting. And you can go here. If you clicked on read more, it's going to take you into a paragraph about Elijah Green and what this is going to be about. And then a little paragraph about our speaker, Randy Runyon. And it gives you the address and the time that this is starting. Now, if you go to the end of February, a month from now, Tuesday, February 28th, we will be doing a Zoom because all our 4th Tuesdays are Zoom presentations at 1 o'clock. And we will be having speaker Christine Cohen. She's a national speaker who's going to speak to us on immigration and ports of entry. And there's a little bit here. But what's really important here is you have to register for this. So you would click on this address down here on the link below, and you would register, and then you will receive an email telling you, as most of you know, when the presentation is going to occur, and we notify you usually within 48 hours and make sure you have that link. And so you can scroll through here and look at the upcoming programs and workshops. Now, this goes up to the end of March. The program and workshop, our committee are getting ready to put up the next 3 to 4 months of programs and workshops. So you can come here and check on those here in coming days. So that is what is over on this right side of your website. Now, today we are going to spend time over here on the left side. On the left side are tabs that allow you to drill into our website to gather information and many other things. So we're going to start out with these tabs and work our way down. The very first one is join and renew. And I can't emphasize enough to you that it is time to renew your membership for LGS. Our membership extends from January 1st to December 31st. And so starting on January 1st of 2023, you are in a grace period for the 2 months up through March 1st to renew or join. So if I click into that, it takes us into a membership page. And the very top one here is to renew your membership. So most of you are probably members that are here today. And if you have not renewed your membership yet, we'd like to encourage you to do that, because by March 1st, if you have not renewed, you will stop getting blast. You will stop getting the newsletter. You'll stop getting the quarterly. And so we'll have people contact us and say, I haven't heard from LGS. I haven't gotten my quarterlies. And it's like, well, let's go look and see if your dues are paid up. And if you're like me, some years I pay double because I forget I've paid already. And other years I get into that grace period and forgot I had to renew. So there's an easy way to find out if you have paid or not. Because what happens is a lot of our members are encouraged to pay for the coming year when we put out registration for our fall seminar. And so you may not remember, did I join back in October or didn't I? Did I renew my membership? So I'm going to show you how you can explore that and find out. So here's your directions. The very first thing is go to member login, which is right here over here on the left side. And I know that's a big hurdle for a lot of people. So we're going to spend some time in just a second talking about how to get in through the member login. Once you get into it, you're going to click on what's called your profile. I'm going to show you that in just a few minutes. And then if your membership is due within 49 days, there'll be a red button to renew your membership. And so you just click on that red button, and then it's going to take you step by step through payment and how to get your membership renewed. Very simple once you get in there. You're going to click on a payment, credit card or PayPal. Some people say they don't want to use PayPal. That's fine. You can use any credit card. Well, not any, but I think there's a couple there, they tell you. And then you're going to, complete this instructions. Now, if you're not sure how to do this, there is a how-to area on the website. So if we go right over here to the left side, here's the how-to area. And if you click on that, it gives a number of how-to instructions. How to find old handouts. We're going to talk about that, but you go here eventually. How to search surnames, but also how to join and renew. Now, let's say you're visiting LGS for the first time and you're not a member. You could scroll through, read a little bit about our society. It tells you to renew. But then we come down to new member quick join. So if you're a new member, have not been a member in the past, you want to click here and go through the steps. Here's the join and renew, but we really encourage you to use this technique up here because this is the fastest way. It's all done digitally. It's going to go through EasyNet sites because it's a membership management program. It's going to renew your membership, update it, and then allow you access to all the wall, behind the member wall, and to receive all your publications from our society. So I strongly encourage you to follow these instructions here, but people could scroll down and hit this join or renew here. That one's going to take a little longer because that has to go through our treasurer, then through our membership person, and then on to the website. So you're going to have to give it a little bit more time. Now, for those of you who are still paper and pencil users and like to write checks, we do have a technique for you to do that. Here's join or renew by mail. And here's the address you would send your check to. And when you click on that, it's going to give you an application that you have to download and then fill it out, put it in an envelope, address it to our treasurer, put your check, and then mail that in. Now, right now, our treasurer's had a death in the family, and she is going to be a little later than normal getting to all these membership applications, be it online or snail mail. So please be patient. If you haven't heard from her by maybe the 1st of March or the middle of March, then you want to contact our webmaster, whose email's at the bottom of your handout, or contact Maureen, our treasurer. But please don't bother her right now. Give her some time, and then we'll hopefully it will all be in place by the 1st of March or so. Here's a note at the bottom here, and this is a part of our website that is set up for genealogy societies. And a lot of our members have kind of ignored this or don't know what it's about. I talk about the 21st century with genealogists as a period of collaboration now. We have so much digital information available at our fingertips, and so many people that might be researching the same surnames we are, that you can contact them and collaborate with 3rd and 4th cousins that you may never have met. And this is a way our society allows you to collaborate. When you join, we appreciate you sharing your surnames and locations. If you're joining for the first time on that application that you download, there's a place for you to fill in surnames and locations of those surnames. I'm going to show you digitally how you can do that once you become a member. Also, you can do it online here. And there's how-to information in that little how-to tab. We also welcome pedigree charts, family group sheets, and any information you have on your family. If you could put it in a file folder, bring it into our LGS library, we would put that in our vertical file. Now, I'm going to talk about our librarians in a little bit, but they are starting to go through and pull the names out of those vertical files. And pretty soon we will have a list of those names on our website. So you can look forward to that. It's not going to happen right away. It's a big job. We have 4 file drawers loaded with file folders that have pedigree charts and family group sheets. But it'd be interesting to throw that out there so people visiting our site can also search for surnames and hopefully collaborate with our members. So this is all about how to join and renew, okay? So now, since these directions tell you to go to the member login, and that is usually the case where most of our members stop and don't move on, we're going to go to that next. So let's go to member login. And at the member login, you click on it and it comes to this page. So when you join, you will receive a letter, be you renew or you're a new person. If you're a new member, you'll receive a letter welcoming you into the society, and it will tell you what your login name and your password is or allow you to set that up. Okay, and then it tells you about our meetings and a lot of information that you can find right here on our website. So once you get your login name and your password, you're going to plug these in. Now, here's the problem. Most people have not done this right away when they join, and thus they forget what their login name is and their password. So let me show you how you recover that information. These little question marks are here to help you. So if I didn't know what my login name is, I click on that question mark. It brings up a screen where I put in my email address. Now, if you have more than one email address, you want to make sure it's the one you put on your application form, because that's how LGS accesses or contacts you. So you would put your email address in here. You're going to check this little box and put this number in this box. This is because we don't want people, let's make sure you're not a robot or one of those advertising mass emails. So you're going to do that and click submit. And when you do that, you'll receive an email that will tell you what your login name is or allow you to set it up. Same with your password. Let's say you know what your login name is, but you don't know your password. You're going to click on the question mark, come up here, put your login name in, put your email address, click the box, and then submit. And you will get, I think it's going to allow you to reset your password. So no excuse. There's a way you can find what your login name is and what your password is. You can also go over here to the how-to instructions, and it will tell you how to do that. So if all else fails, you contact our membership person, Amelia, and her email address is at the bottom of your handout. I'll also show you where over here on the left side you can access those emails even without going behind the member wall. So you can also contact our webmaster, a close friend of mine, Howard Roberson, and his address is at the bottom of that handout. So either of them will help you if you don't know how to get in to get your login name and your password. So And here's directions here below. So many places we have directions and instructions on how to do this. If you're having trouble, contact the webmaster or our membership person. So I'm going to log in here for you to show you. Also, many of our computers now save our passwords. So this is saying, do you want me to save your password, especially if I just changed it? I don't have to, so I'm just going to close this. But it's nice if your computer remembers your login name and your password once you've accessed it. So we're logged in here, and here in red are some really big instructions on privacy. You are a paid member. Once you've got through this process, you have been a paid member and you're logged in to our LGS website. And we want you to remember that this is private information. We don't give this information out, and we don't want you to give this information out. And if there's something you want to share with somebody, a friend, encourage them to join our society so they can access that information themselves. So that's what this is at. But if I go back over here to my tab, my membership tab on the left, here's profile, membership list, and document videos. We're going to spend a few minutes going through these three things, which provide our members all kinds of information. So we're going to go to the profile. Now, this is my profile in Howard's. We're a joint, a family membership. And what it gives you is my telephone number, my email, and it tells me here I'm an active member. Now, remember the little red button I told you about? It would be right up here above this chart, and the red button would say renew your membership. If that red button is there, it means you have not renewed for 2023. But you can still log in because you're in the grace period until March 1st. Come March 2nd, you won't be able to log in to look for that red button, and you will have to go through renewing your membership as a new member, okay? So what else is here? You have your information, my membership information, contact information. So that's my address. This would all go into the membership list. Every person, all the members of our society would be on this membership list, and this information is what would be on that membership list. So it's going to list my name, my address, my phone number, my email, and it also allows you to put in a website. So I have a personal blog where I write stories about my family, and I'm able to put that website in, and members could go and click on that. You can also Google this and get to my blog, but it allows the members to see that I have a website. And many of our members might have their own genealogy website. And if you do, we have a place where you can list that. So let's look here. That's the top part. Then we're going to go down here to alternative contact information. That's really for people who might live 6 months in Florida. Lucky dogs. Anyways, if they do, they might want to put in their if they have a land phone, that phone number, if you have a different email address when you're down there, most people don't, but that's where you would put alternative contact information. Now, this next tab is surnames. And this is what I really want to encourage many of our members to do. Like I said, we're in the time period of collaborating. And this is a great way for people who visit our website to find out who in our membership might be researching a surname that they're interested in. So if I click on surname, here are the surnames I have entered, okay? Now, I only had about 8 or 9 surnames in up to 2 years ago. And since I joined our German SIG group, I've added many of my German ancestors in here. So what they're asking for is not just the surname. So put the information for your oldest ancestor with that surname. So this is my ancestor, Michael Arbogast, but I'm just putting his surname here. County, he's not lived in the US. He's from Baden-Württemberg in Germany, and he was born in 1732 and died in 1812. So when people go to this surname down here, this tab on the left side, they will see an alphabetical list of all the surnames that our members have put into their profile. And it's a collective database of all our members. So Arbogast is going to be at the front of that, but my surname Putman is going to be down towards the bottom, and Simmons. They will not only see my surnames, but all the members in our society. And then there's a way they can contact you through an email and say, hey, I'm researching this name too. Did yours come into Kentucky, or where did they settle? And you can have a dialogue and collaborate. Now, how do you add names to this? There's a little plus symbol up here. And any plus symbol in a box on this website allows you to add additional information. So if I click there, I can add a new surname, put the city and the county that they lived in the majority of their time, or maybe where they were born. What's their beginning year or their birth? What's the ending year? Do you have alternative spellings? And then you can even put a little note here. And then you're going to save it, and that will add it to your surname list here. So I really encourage you to do this because it's a great way for visitors at our website. This is what I do when I go to other genealogy sites, is look for that surname list. And if they're managed by EasyNet sites, they're usually going to have a surname list. And then you can collaborate with other members in that society who might be researching your surnames. And then member settings is, I'm not going to go into that. It's private information, and we'll leave it. So that's your personal profile. Okay, you want to make sure this is correct. In fact, we've had members call us, or not call us, contact us, text us and say, I'm not getting the newsletter. Well, one of the first questions we ask, are you paid up? And then second is, did you change your email address recently? And most of the time, that's the mistake. So what you want to do if you change your email address is to get in here into your personal profile and edit that. Okay, so that's important for you to maintain your personal information. Now, I'm not going to click on the membership list, but the membership list basically is going to list alphabetically all the members in our society with their address, their phone number, and their email. I cannot tell you how many people will text me and say, do you have so-and-so's email? I want to contact them about the seminar. Or do you have this person's email? I want to contact them about the next meeting. Everybody has access to every email of every member by going through the membership list here. And it's just a couple clicks away. So use your member list to communicate with other members in our society. Okay, documents and videos. This is a big bonus to your membership. There's some very basic general things here, but there's some very valuable information stored in the document and video tab here. So the very first thing are board minutes. Now, board minutes might not be relative or interesting to all our members, but if you're a board member, you might want to say, what did we decide in our last board meeting in October 2022? Well, you can click on the board minutes. They're arranged chronologically from the farthest to the most recent. And here's our board minutes already posted for this month, January. So you could click on that and go look at them. So all our board minutes are available to board members as well as all our members in our society. Then we have the general minutes. Pretty well, the general minutes tell you who our speakers and the topic was each month. So that's kind of interesting if you want to look back and figure out what did you miss in the month of August when you were on vacation. A new tab. This tab here is Eastern Cemetery Remains. And I have to thank Bill and Susan Snyder for their research. I want you to remember, this is a volunteer society. Everybody who is a member is volunteering their help to make our society stronger and better. And so Susan and Bill did some research over at Eastern Cemetery and found a listing of individuals whose cremation, not burial, were previously located at Eastern Cemetery. But under a court order, U of L has been tasked with curating these records, and this list those people who were cremated at Eastern Cemetery. So you can click, if there's a line under it, means it's a link. You can click on that. And here is a 6-page sheet on cremation remains from Eastern Cemetery with all their dates, birth date and death date. So how valuable for people who have family that were here in Louisville and might have been cremated at and buried at the Eastern Cemetery. So here's a valuable tool for those people researching ancestors from Louisville. Okay, so that's just been added recently. Another great tool is our Lines and Byline Quarterly. Now, this is our quarterly that we put out every quarter, and every Lines and Byline is here from our most recent that was published the 1st of December in 2022, all the way to spring of 1986. This would have been our very first Lines and Bylines publication. And it shows you over here how many pages it was. And here, over here, you can slide through. And I love looking through these old ones, but this one's really unique. Here's the Louisville Genealogical Society's, the first Constitution and bylaws. And then we have an article here by our founder, Jane Turner Ham, the first article written in our Lines and Bylines for LGS, and it's on her Revolutionary War ancestor. I can't? Oh, okay. John Alexander. Howard's telling me I click on those and you can't see them, but I'll just have to share them with you then. So this allows you to get into all of our quarterlies. Now, the problem with that is there's many, many articles in each of these quarterlies. Some of these articles are about ancestors of our members. Some of them are how-to articles. Some of them are databases that have been transcribed and entered into our quarterlies. There is a lot of information here, and each year has 4 quarterlies. So over the past 37 years, we have a ton of quarterlies with valuable information in them. And so one of the problems is, how do I find those articles? Well, we have an index. Lines and Bylines indexes here. So when you click on that, it takes you, right now we have 2 indexes. One to articles in the Lines and Bylines, and this one are death notices in the Louisville German Anzeiger newspaper. So I'm going to explain each of these one by one. First, I'm going to take the Lines and Bylines. If I click on this, and I don't think you can see this according to what Howard's saying, but when you do click on it, it's going to show you a table that has, the first entry is from 1986 to 1994. And it tells you that in the fall quarterly for, look here, in the fall 2009 quarterly is a list of every article in the 8 years of Lines and Bylines from 1986 to 1994. So you can look through that list and see if there's something there that you would like to read about, historical article, maybe a report on somebody's ancestor, like Jane Ham's Revolutionary War soldier. So a lot of how-tos articles there. And then it goes on. It goes with 2-year increments from 1995 to 97. And it tells you that's in the winter quarterly, 2009. All the way up through the year 2009, we have indexed. So I'm asking members now also, not only do we need a group of people or an individual to continue that index, it'd be nice to index from 2009 to 2022. Those have not been indexed yet. And if we could get a couple of people to work on that, it'd be great. Another plea I want to make right now is I work with Susan and Bill Snyder, our quarterly editors, and we are encouraging our members to please submit some articles for our quarterly. We'd love to hear a story about your ancestor, about a trip that you made, an index you might have found over at the Philson. Share that information with your fellow LGS members, and you can do that by contacting Bill and Susan Snyder. Okay. So those are indexes for the Lines and Bylines in our wonderful quarterly. Another index we have is this index on the Louisville Anzeiger. Now that is a German newspaper that was produced in Louisville from, I believe, the mid-1850s up through the beginning of the 20th century. It's the longest running, I think I read it's the longest running German newspaper in the United States. Now it is in German, so that is a problem. But we have a past member from the 1990s, Joe Reinhardt, who was researching his German ancestors in Louisville. And he realized or found out that there are no death records in that time period. Jefferson County in the state of Kentucky was not mandating death records to be recorded. But he soon found out about the Louisville Anzeiger newspaper. I believe it was, I don't know where the collection was at. It was either at U of L or Filson. But Joe Reinhardt and LGS worked with the University of Louisville Library and the Filson to write a grant to microfilm the entire Anzeiger. So it is now on microfilm, and those microfilm rolls are located at the Filson and at the University of Louisville Library. Joe went over to the Filson and he sat down and started looking for his ancestors in the 1850s because he didn't have any death records, but there were death notices in the German newspaper. He decided to just pull out all the death notices and publish them in our lines and bylines. So we have death notices in our lines and bylines from, I believe, 1855 up to 1863. And the first article talks about how they went about to get the grant. And then the last article is a summary of all the cultural events that occurred in the German neighborhoods here in Louisville. Very, very valuable information for those who have German ancestors that lived here in Louisville in the mid-19th century. And then about 1863, I believe Jefferson County started to require death notices to be recorded. So he stopped. He didn't pull any more death notices from that time period forward. So from 1855 to 1863, death notices are in our lines and bylines. And if you click on here, it will tell you how to find those indexes and where they're located. Very, very valuable. Okay, enough of the lines and bylines. I have one more feature here I want to show you. Of course, we have our bylaws published if you want to go look at those. We have a State of the Society report. What's interesting about this historically is this report was written just prior to the pandemic. And a member of our society, Mel Arnold, studied our society's history, talked about where we've come from, where we were at in 2019, and maybe what the future would look like. We had no idea the pandemic hit about 4 months later. But that State of our Society report is on our website for anybody to access. What I want to show you next is this middle tab here, the Louisville Program and Workshop videos. So because you have a membership with LGS, you have access to every program and workshop that we have recorded. Now, we did a couple of them before the pandemic, but this is basically about 30 videos that we archive on our website of both programs, second Tuesday, and workshops on the fourth Tuesday. Now, they're not all here. When a speaker does a presentation, we have to give them a video release form they fill out. Some of our national speakers say, well, you can post this for 60 days, or you can post this for 90 days, and then we have to pull it off. But many of our speakers have allowed us to archive them indefinitely. So let's just look at a few of these. 2020, August 25th, was our very first archived workshop, and it's on the tools of family search. And this is one that I presented, and it is here for you to go through. If you missed that, you can go look at it, or if you just want to revisit what were those tools of family search, you can go watch this video. And if you click on this, it's going to take you another page, and on that page, it's going to give you a link to the YouTube video, and you watch the complete video, or as long as you want to watch it. Some other good ones was Grandma a Gun Mall. This was a program presented by our member, Phil Heisel. Very, very entertaining and lovely to watch if you haven't seen that one. This one, The Orphan Trains by Mel Arnold. Very, very interested if you're intrigued of the orphan trains. Gravestone Symbols was a workshop by Bill and Susan Snyder. So this goes on and on. How to use the library at Allen County. I think we have one here for the SAR library, Joe Hardesty did. So this just goes, and we will be adding this webinar, today's, will be eventually on here. It takes us a couple weeks for our video person to get them up. She goes through and and sets it all up and then post it. Here's what I want to push. October 25th, we had a national speaker, Nika Sewell-Smith, who did Finding Isaac Rogers about Cherokee and Afro-American DNA, how she discovered her ancestor through DNA and found out his Cherokee background and his Afro-American background. It's a great video on methodology, the process she used to find that information using DNA. This will only be up until the end of this month because she would only allow us 90 days. So if you haven't seen that one, I strongly recommend it. So great videos and program presentations here. So all this is behind the member wall, your personal profile, our membership directory or list, documents, our lines and bylines, our minutes, and all these videos. So very, very valuable tool. All right, moving on. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Log off. You kind of wonder, why is this here? If you were to access our society, let's say when you're up in Fort Wayne at a public library and you get online and go to our KYLGS website and access your information, you want to make sure you log off so nobody else can access. When you're at home, not as valuable or not as important. But when you're using a public computer or using your laptop, maybe at Starbucks or at a place where you're plugging into their internet, you want to make sure you log off the website. Here's our how-to instructions again. And here's the long list of them: how to edit your login name, how to change your password, how to enter surnames. We talked about that in the profile. I haven't got to this one yet. We're going to talk about that one next. How to find those handouts, how to search surnames, all how-tos. When you click on them, it gives you step-by-step directions. Okay. So let me see, what do we got next here? We're going to go to the newsletters. Now, our newsletters are available to both members and visitors to our site, basically because our newsletters also inform people of our activities and what our society is engaged at. And so it's a good way to sell ourselves. And so we make our newsletters available. And if you get, and we email our members with our newsletters, but if you'd like to go back and read one from 2 months ago, they're all accessible through this tab over here on the left. Okay, newsletters. Let's go to LGS events. That kind of makes sense. This takes you back to that screen we were at earlier. So I was just going to show you today. Here's the handout. So if you finish the webinar today and tonight, you want to go click on this, you can click and access the handout. But this will disappear at midnight tonight. And the next thing will be our German SIG group. So you can scroll through this. But let me show you, and very few people know what this little search window at the top is here. This is where you can find handouts for the last 2 to 3, 4 years. And this is really valuable, I think, because I forget where I put some handouts. It's like, where's my handout on that Scottish talk that we did in July? So what you want to do is filter by all. You're not going to change this. I'll show you what's under it. You can do just program, which programs don't have handouts usually, but workshops do. But just leave it on all. And I think I put these steps in your handout. Time frame. This is where you want to switch this. You want to go to a history of past events, this very last choice on that pull down menu. And then that's all you have to do. So starting here with January 10th, which was our most recent program, there it is. Here's our holiday luncheon. Here's our Tuesday German SIG group. But I want to scroll down to here's Isaac Rogers. Remember I said the video is only going to be posted to the end of February. But maybe you would like her handout that goes with this. Here's her handout right here. You click on that, you can download it, you've got her handout. But you can scroll on. Here's the Scottish one that was given in September. Here's his handout right here. So you can scroll, it just goes on and on. And like I said, the programs and the SIG groups don't have handouts, but the workshops do. Okay, so here's a workshop on how to write an article for your genealogical quarterly. And here's the handout. really important because information on how to make citations is in there. I've had people call me and say, do you have a handout from 2 months ago? You know, anybody can get on our website now and access this and get their handouts. Only you as members probably know how to do this. It is available for visitors, but not a lot of them would know how to drill in here. So remember, you're going to go up here and leave this on all. The only thing you're going to switch is this little search history of past events, and you can find those handouts. Okay, moving on. Other events. Why would we post other events? Well, there are events that are not sponsored through LGS, but we think might be valuable for some of our members to attend or to at least look at and see if they might want to attend. So here's the Bullitt County Genealogical Society meeting. That is Saturday, February 18th. Here's the New Jersey Family History Institute. Big one here, Roots Tech, free, many, many videos available. Unbelievable resource for genealogists, free registration. Ohio is having their big state conference in April. And then this is a big German conference that's going to be held up in Allen County Public Library in Fort Wayne. So that looks like we'll probably be adding more. And if you have an event, if you know of a genealogical event that you would like posted on our events page here, send it to our webmaster, Howard Roberson, give him the information, and we will gladly add it to our events page here, other events. Okay, this next tab, let me show you where we're at on the tabs over here. We're on the Jane Turner Ham Library, and this is a new feature on our website. Like I said, we have enhanced our website for our member use, and it's amazing. We have two librarians, Donna Brewster, who's our librarian, her assistant, Penny Weller. I cannot give them enough kudos for all the work they have done in our library in the past year, year and a half. Here's our founder. Our library is named for her, the Jane Turner Ham Library. They have the hours posted here of when the library is open. Now, here's a surname list. This is a surname list of any book we have on the shelf in our LGS library, excuse me, over at Hurstbourne and Lynn Station Road. It's right across the hallway from the Family History Center. But this is a surname list of books that have been donated by members usually that have researched a certain family name or several family names, and they're right on our shelves in our library. It might be the only place this book or this information might be is in our personal library here, our LGS library. And this is a list of, I think, 6 pages of surnames. So you can scroll through that and see if there's a surname there that you might be researching. And then when you go over to a meeting on the second Tuesday, or just go over to the library during the hours that they're open, you could pull that book and see if it might include any information for your family. Another thing we have available is a picture here of a Raven HighSpeed scanner. The Society brought this for their use, but we're enabling all our members to use it too. You can go into the library. It's important maybe for you to contact Penny or Donna Brewster and let them know you're coming in, but you can go in and scan, bring a USB port or a flash drive, and you can scan documents, you can scan photographs. The DPI can go from 200, which is what you probably use for documents, to higher resolution, I think 1200. So take those pictures out of those. Remember those 1980s scrapbooks with that little film that you ripped, pulled back, and right now it's starting to deteriorate, destroy your pictures? Pull those pictures out, bring them over to our library and use our scanner and save them digitally. Or if you have those 3-ring binders from the 80s and 90s when you were researching and you want to digitize information, you are welcome to use our scanner. Donna and Penny will show you how, and all you really need is a flash drive and then whatever you're trying to scan. Okay, another feature our library also has just added to this webpage is the card catalog. Now, these two ladies have worked for months, and I must tell you months, to develop a card catalog. And I don't know if I click on this, if you're going to see it. I don't think you are. So I'm just going to tell you, and I think on your handout, I explain, you're going to click into this on your home computer. It's got the login name already. It's the name of our society, but you want this password, Jane 1985, 3 hashtags. You'll plug that password in, and you will go to a card catalog feature online where they have, I think, 989 books on the shelves in our LGS library are all cataloged. You can search by author, you can search by surname, you could search by area, Indiana, and see how many books we have in Indiana. How many books do we have on Schweitzer's how-to books? Hardin County, and it will bring up the books. Okay, very valuable. You can look through that and then put your list together as you go over to the church for a meeting. You can go over there and go into the library and look at those books. A lot of them are on births and death records from Virginia, from different counties. Amazing collection, and it's all at your fingertips at home through our website. Click on the card catalog. So, great new feature, thanks to Donna and Penny. Okay, we're going to wrap this up here pretty fast here. Web links is a common tab on genealogy web pages, and this is a collection that our members have all, kind of put together and asked our webmaster to list. If you have a website of a website somewhere that you think our members might enjoy and it's not on this list, email it to Howard Roberson, our webmaster, and he'll add it. But this has everything from subscription sites to maps to county society, different societies that you can click on and look at, chronicling America, newspapers. It's just amazing. And what I do is use this when I get to a brick wall or I've looked on Ancestry and Family Search and I can't find any more information. I go, aha, I'm going to go over to our web links on our website here for LGS and see if there's any site in there that might help me. So it's a great feature to help you find web pages and websites to help with your research. Out of town research. This is mainly for visitors or people who live out of town and can't come into our library. And we have our address where they could write us, and then also our info@KYLGS to email us and ask. So they might go to the card catalog, see a book that they're interested in. They could email this, ask our librarians to maybe copy a couple pages if their name's in there and email it back to them. So we provide that. We're not going to do the research for them, but we might answer a question or two. Surnames. Okay, here's where I told you about our member surname list. Here they are alphabetically. Okay, here's the name Andy, Jefferson County from 1840. Here's my Arbogast right here. So if somebody saw a surname here that they would like to collaborate with, they'd hit on this little envelope. And when they do, it brings up an email. It doesn't tell them your email. It just allows them indirectly to email you and say, I'm interested in this surname. Here's my email address. Can we talk? So a big feature on collaborating with our members. Okay, forums. We haven't really developed this yet. We thought about doing it with the German SIG group. We haven't really molded it the way we want it yet, but we're still working on it. So I'm just thinking, skip over that one. We're on the last lap here. LGS store, excuse me. This, we are still selling DVDs that our member put together on tombstones of Jefferson County. Those are still available. We do sell thumb drives, and we have an assortment of tote bags. We have our great LGS mug here. So our store is still donate. We've had people ask us, I'd like to contribute in memory of somebody in my family to LGS, or I just want to contribute. So this page shows you how you can contribute through mail or donate online through a credit card. let's see, about us. This is kind of a little history, who we are, what we do, our mission statement. And I like this site here because any person who's an officer or on a standing committee, you can access their email through this spot here. So if you wanted to email Tom Mercer, you click on his name and it takes you to his email, a little email template where you can write him and contact him. So you don't even have to go through that member login if they're an officer or if they're a committee person. And so down here, I think our webmaster, if you lose here's webmaster Howard. So if you have an event you want posted or a website you want put in, or you're having trouble logging in, you want to contact Howard. And where's Amelia here? She's up towards the top. She's our member. Member attendance. Oh, I don't see her on here, but I'll have to check that out. She should be on there. So you can contact us, look at a little history. You can look at our bylaws. Again, remember, we have visitors coming to see who we are and what we are, and that's important for them. Yeah.
I'm an officer.
Are you up there? I don't see you. Oh, there you are. Thank you, Amelia. Yes, you can contact, if you're having trouble logging in or have any questions on membership, you can contact Amelia. Our treasurer is Maureen. Don't bother her yet. Wait a couple weeks. Talk to Amelia or Howard, the webmaster. Thanks, Amelia. Facebook. We do have a Facebook page, and you can click right here and go straight to that Facebook page and see who's talking about our society, what events. Again, it's a mini version of our website. Amazon Smile. I was all ready to share with you about this, but I don't know if you've been reading the news about the digital world. They're all laying off people, and Amazon is going to cut this program. So it will be deleted off our website here shortly, unfortunately. So hopefully I've kind of given you a quick review. I know in 1 hour, this is really hard to throw all this together, but the most important thing is make sure, I have a little challenge for you here. And I think it's at the bottom of your handout. My challenge following, I'm a teacher, can you tell? This is your homework that you can choose to do or not to do. I'm not grading you on this. Number one, go to member login and see if you have renewed your membership. You know, remember, you're going to go to profile. If that little red tab's there to renew, that means you have not renewed for 2023. So check your membership. That's the first thing I want you to do. Another thing is to update your personal information. If you've changed your email address, your phone number, anything like that recently, get in there and change that contact information. Here's where you do it with that little pencil. And then add your surnames, okay? Remember, we want to give back to the genealogy world. This is one way to do that, to collaborate with other people. Read an article in the lines and bylines. I challenge you to go in there and just pick go to the 1990s, 2000s, and pick out one of those quarterlies and go through it and pick out an article. They're so interesting to read. You'll gain a lot by doing that. And then the very last thing I challenge you to do is go through the member login and go to the videos and go pick a video that you have not watched and watch it. Or maybe you want to revisit one that you saw a year ago and you want to kind of revisit it. So join or renew, update your profile, add your surnames, and then enjoy reading the lines and bylines and looking at those videos. And with that, I'm going to stop jibber jabbering here. And do we have any questions in that chat?
Okay. This is Tom again, and looks like we don't have as many questions. That doesn't surprise me because it's been such a thorough presentation. But
well, thank you, Tom.
Someone mentioned, let's see, let me back up here. This was Rose Cantrell saying, on the brochure I picked up last month, it mentions a Wednesday monthly meeting at Bon Air Public Library. Does this monthly meeting still meet?
Good question. I wonder what brochure you picked up. But no, since the pandemic, we have not picked up our Wednesday. We used to have third Wednesday workshops over at Bon Air. And the last one was January of 2020. And then the world kind of fell apart there. I went over about a year ago to renew. And the problem at that time was the library was it was open, but it wasn't allowing meetings yet. So it's something the board and I need to discuss if we really want to do that. Since we have our 4th Tuesday workshops online now, I just feel like we can meet people that way too. So I'm not sure if we'll ever continue those third Wednesdays. We might do it for beginners like every quarter or every 3 or 4 months, but it's something we need to look at. And if you're interested in that, please notify us as members. Contact Tom or contact me and let us know about things you would like our society to do. We need your input. And if that is something a lot of people would like, we might rethink and start it up again.
All right. Well, there are several comments about how helpful this has been and how interesting it has been. And I can certainly add my vote to that. If we don't have any other questions, I think we're going to let Nancy get back to her research because I know she's always researching.
Well, thank you, Tom. And I just want to thank everybody who showed up today. I really appreciate that. I know there were some people who told me one lady's attending SLIG online out in Salt Lake City. And I said, well, it's recorded, so you can revisit this. It won't be on our website. I think it takes our person who does the video recordings and posts them about 2 weeks to get them up. But it should be there by the end of the month. And again, we'd love to see you all at our in-person meeting on February 14th at 1 o'clock. And then I won't be back. We'll have a webinar a month from now on immigration. So with that, thank you, Tom. And again, I want to thank you for being president this year too. I can't say that enough to you, Tom. Thank you for volunteering and you do a great job. So thank you.
Least I can do for people like you.
Okay, well, make sure you rejoin and we'll see you at our in-person or our next webinar. Thanks for coming.